So, good morning, my friends. It is 10:30, and I got to be ready to start moving around in about 20 minutes, so I got time to do one quick video before I actually have to get out of here and go to work. And then I got a day off, and then, of course, I work at a company where Sunday's going to be busier than heck. It already is, and there's a lot more going into that. So, let's get into this. Do you have your coffee? Are you ready? Because a lot of times what I do when I'm at work, I do have time because they let us use our headphones. I am able to listen to certain YouTube videos. And last night when I was asleep, I tried to, but I didn't catch much of it, so I ended up having to come back and listen to it today. The coffee is an intro because this is serious, but I'm not going to link this video for you guys to watch. I want to tell you the video. You go there, you listen to it, okay? Now, as much as I like Pastor Paul Bagley, I also get very annoyed at all the infomercials. Anything very important is a $50 webinar and all of that. And I don't know if I was Gil or Marshall Masters or whoever it was, I don't know if I'd want to be part of that because the populace should know things and they shouldn't be paying, okay? So with that, usually on Thursday night, I scroll halfway through and listen to Mike from around the world, and he's been pretty right about everything. People on here are saying he isn't. They say he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not this guy. He's not that guy. I might have to go let the dog out. And so, and even a couple of guys that are friends of mine that are like astronomers and stuff, they all say the same thing that, oh, Mike doesn't know what he's talking about, blah, 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 blah. But kind of funny because almost everything the guy has said is true. Now, today, I don't know where you are within the world or what part of you are, but there is a big, gigantic plasma wave going to hit us today. Radiation mostly, but it could do anything. And like Mike was saying, if, say, all these nuclear plants were here back when the Carrington event happened, well, there would have been a big nuclear meltdown and it would have been bad. Well, there are those here now. So, he talked about a lot of things that I've talked about. So, a lot of it's already here. But the big old, thing you watch on the wall isn't going to tell you. Not in mainstream news, they're not going to do that. And even who Jones, who a lot of people think is somebody else, he'll just tell you that everything's normal, even though it isn't. The weather's not normal. Today's going to be about 90. It's been like that, but it's about a month ahead of it. So, whatever. But anyway, within this video, they talked about the binary system, the reason why certain things are happening, UAPs, and a lot of other things. Basically saying that radiation is coming in, which is bad. Also, one of the things I said way back when the dreaded started, I said iron oxide particles in the air, and the thing is probably airborne. They're going to blame it on a lab or this or that or whatever, but in reality, it came off of this thing throwing what Arizona said, lots of trash into space and eventually filters in here. The properties of iron oxide are exactly the properties of, check it out, Google it, nanoparticles, the same exact thing. He said it. Basically said, now who knows if this is true, because we'll sit back and watch, but he's talking about another pandemic that could hit us, United States, somewhere next month. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying what he says. Now, to all the main regular people, they're going to go, oh, here we go again. Another election. Here it is. Oh, they're going to throw this at us. Blah, 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 blah. Just happened to coincide that this is actually real. So, I would rather have you guys go there, go about a halfway through it. It's a 2-hour something video. Go to about the middle, and that's right about where Mike is going to start giving up his information. Also talked about UAPs. Those are ours. Those are not from far away. They can possess the speed, but they can't disappear. The reason why they look like they disappear in morph is because they're going so fast. Now, who knows if manned people can actually be in them. But one of the big deals is, see that thing flying, supposedly it lands somewhere, and there's guys like you and me standing out there going, oh, hey. And there comes your you-know-what that everybody else talked about. So, I'd go to Pastor Paul's video, spin to about halfway through. It's always on Thursday. And then my From Around the World will give you a lot of the stuff that's going on right now and really is. And it doesn't matter who your political choice is. Every single person all over the world that's in charge supports the two-state solution. And the Bible says that thou shalt not part the land. But it's going to happen. Biblically, it will happen. It's 2 factions. 3, really. So, actually, I think, what's his name is actually due here today to campaign. I thought it was yesterday. We thought we saw Air Force One fly over. So, I don't know. Maybe he's somewhere else doing the same thing, but we thought we saw it go by. So, anyway, no matter who it is, they all support the two-state solution. They all do. Giving Palestine this land, Golan Heights, blah, 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 blah. So, I've told you this through almost every single video I've ever put out. I'm going to say it again. If you do what you do. If you don't, you don't. But, again, what do I always say in every single video? Food, water, supplies, enough to get you by for about 2 weeks. When a lot of things happen. Now, there's a lot more that I could go into, but I'm just going to leave it there. Everything that I mentioned 10, 20 years ago is now coming down. Well, of course you can't go out and see anything. You're not going to see anything. Doesn't mean it isn't there. People laughing at radiation. They do. Emojis, ha, 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 ha. Know nothing of nothing. Because it's not happening to them. Radiation, my friend, you can't see. And like I said, the dreaded C word is pretty much the same properties as iron oxide. So whatever. Basically, he said that this plasma ray, if it were to do any like nuclear meltdowns, would create viruses in certain areas, like widespread. Well, yeah, radiation sickness. So, whatever, maybe nothing happens. But it's better to be prepared than not prepared and thinking you're going to go knock on your neighbor's door and you're going to get all that crap. That's not necessarily going to happen. So, I just wanted to come out and put out a video and say, you know what? Spin to that video of his, halfway through, listen to what Mike has to say. Now, I have said this about every single channel that I follow, and some of these channels are informative. However, I have my view of these channels, because I don't think this is necessary. If I take a sip of coffee, I'll tell you. So, I don't care who it is. I don't care what channel it is. any channel that puts breaking or red alert on every single video, and then professes to do about 5 minutes of commercials before they get into it, well, guess what? It wasn't breaking. It wasn't red alert if you had to put in commercials. Red alert breaking is instantly on there talking, telling you what's going on. The same with webinars. So you're going to consider this a very important topic, but people have to pay $50 to catch a little bit of this important topic. One of the reasons why, and I still am that way, now I've never asked anybody not to donate, I just don't ask for them, okay? Because that's how I started, so, but every single one of you guys that does this, you have your link already there. Once in a while, you can just mention it. Oh, yeah, in the description, there's a link. That's it. Don't go into a 5-10 minute diatribe of a 15-minute video that says breaking, do all this other shit, and then at the very end, with the last few minutes, talk about what you were going to talk about. Must not have been very breaking. The same about webinars. So just because a guy like me can't afford $50 to watch your webinar, I'm going to miss out on everything that was important. It's not that important then. Because if you cared about the masses, your webinar would be free. Donations, and you would still get them because people that watch you all the time and can will. But, oh no, you're not a subscriber, and I'm going to name a couple of other people that are off YouTube. I think they have YouTube, but they're more on Reels, Instagram, Dreaded FB, all that. I'm going to go into that a little bit because it's bullcrap. Because I reported a video on the Dreaded FB that was a little over the top that children probably shouldn't have seen. Some guy even commented in there and said that his kid actually saw it, and then he was kind of amazed that it was on there. So I reported it, 2 of them. These are very over the top for children. Yet, my comeback was from the Dreaded FB, well, no, it's not against community standards. And I went, really? But if a guy wants to say Sleepy Joe or put a GIF of somebody else, that's a banning? Well, the world really has changed, man. This stuff that's on these reels should really be on OnlyFans. But these platforms allow it. That's okay for you to put bunk on your platforms, let little children watch it. That's okay. But it's not okay for somebody to say something like what I just said, Sleepy Joe, a GIF that's a joke. Oh, that's all hate. Get your priorities straight, guys. So, I can't really read this right now. I'll have to look at it. Something about President Biden not concluding something about Israel, and I couldn't see it all, so I won't go into that. I got about 2 more minutes to go. I'm going to upload this video and get ready to go to work. Not really a very long day, but it might be very busy. Anything that involves flowers where we work is actually very, very hard. And there's so much more to what we do in our job that no one knows that it almost becomes nigh impossible. And by the time you get out for work, your mind is still moving. It can't stop because it's just too much to bring into the brainstem all at once. We're not getting paid well. We were paid well when we began. And if the job had continued to be like that, well, then what I was making right now is okay. But now with all this added stuff, it's junk pay. There are people here that do easier jobs that make more. So it's very, very, very sucky. Only good thing on that end is I'm about ready to retire. Only a couple of more months. Still going to have to work a little, but I can't work at this place. The stress and the mental anguish that goes through it every single day is just not worth it. So my friends, go check out Mike on Pastor Paul's channel. You don't have to watch all of it. Just fast forward to about the middle. where you get in, he first starts talking about UAPs and radiation in the binary system, and you'll see where a lot of that stuff I've been talking about for over 20 years. Probably more before the internet. I'm not patting myself on the back and saying, yeah, you were right. But I'm going to go by my own advice and do what I've been saying. So until then, my friends, peace. I'll be seeing you.